An important Leroy Jethro Gibbs tale was wrapped up in NCIS Origins Episode 10, but when the prequel comes back, there will still be many unanswered questions. NCIS Origins Episode 10, which addresses the characters beginning in the NIS, also emphasizes Ruth's significance. According to the little-known anecdote, she saw how much the jobless Marine cared about protecting others and pushed him to pursue a career in police enforcement. After witnessing Gibbs confess to the murder of Pedro Hernandez, the man who killed his wife and child, Ruth makes her confession. The agent is much affected by his talk with his symbolic older sister. Gibbs changes his ways and completes NCIS training. Other thrilling plot points are set up for the second installment of NCIS Origins tale in the mid-season finale, which concludes one portion of what happened to Gibbs' wife and kid in the show with his confession. In his speech as Old Gibbs in the NCIS Origins premiere, Mark Harmon confesses that the prequel narrative was really about Lala. The Pendleton spin-off was promoted by NCIS's Gibbs' background, so Harmon's statement that the plot will center on Lala was a big change from what anybody had anticipated. After 10 episodes, NCIS Origins still hasn't revealed why Lala is the focus of the spin-off. Although Gibbs hasn't discussed his shocking discovery in the premiere, he most likely considers the narrative afterward because everything that occurs has an impact on his life and work. Although it makes sense for the show to keep important endings for the second half of the season, the prequel must address why Gibbs still remembers Agent Dominguez after all these years. Whether the agent will violate one of Gibbs' NCIS regulations and date Lala is another concern that surrounds the return of the Leroy Jethro prequel. Lala is significant to Old Gibbs during his stay at Camp Pendleton, as his narrative makes clear. They had been becoming closer in recent episodes until Pedro Hernandez's true fate is disclosed. There is still plenty of time in the second half of the season for Gibbs and Lala to get together. But passion isn't the only aspect of their relationship's evolution. Lala could hold a particular place in Gibbs' heart instead of them being together since he somehow fails to protect her, making the agent feel accountable for years to come. Gibbs visits Mary Jo at her house to deliver his daughter Kelly's Trotter Trio toy as she is caring for a girl implicated in their investigation in NCIS Origins Episode 4. Mary Jo notes that the case is closer to home than usual and consoles Gibbs when he stops over to give the toy. She lets the agent know he's not by himself. Just as Mary Jo is ready to explain why she can identify to his suffering, their chat is abruptly interrupted after that. Mary Jo is never able to tell Gibbs her tale, since Mary Jo's character is a great addition to the ensemble cast of NCIS Origins. The show should expand on her tale to both forward the plot point and give her character more nuance. One more mystery: the fate of Mike's character partner has not been revealed in NCIS Origins. The character was first presented as Mike's love interest in the prequel, and the two of them get along well. However, the plot has seldom addressed the tension that has existed between Mike and Tish throughout the season. What is known is that Tish was sexually assaulted, and Mike is secretly looking into the incident even though she wants to move on from it. Tish is angry that Mike is becoming involved in the inquiry after discovering a folder at their house that she connects to her attack in NCIS Origins Episode 7. Hopefully, the second half of NCIS Origins Season 1 will clarify how and when Tish was hurt and mend the chasm that resulted between her and Mike. The hint that someone at NIS is interfering with an investigation was one of the more encouraging revelations from the NCIS Origins mid-season finale. After he and Mary Jo attempt to sort through the mess, Gibbs knocks over the shredder while constructing shelves for the NIS storage. Gibbs discovers an incriminating piece of paper that states there were 2 snipers in Jameson Boyd's case after the fragments fall to the ground. It appears that NIS has proof of 2 shooters, and Bugs was the improbable sniper that killed their target. Who concealed the information concerning Bugs' situation and why is unknown. The development may result in one of the most thrilling and surprising tales of the prequel's first season, and Gibbs is probably going to look into his discoveries. NCIS Origins must demonstrate how Gibbs copes with the tragedy now that he has slain the guy who killed his family, Kelly and Shannon. According to NCIS, 2 of Gibbs' most important experiences following the deaths of his wife and daughter are killing Pedro Hernandez and joining NIS. Both incidents were extensively discussed in the NCIS Origins mid-season finale. After formally leaving the military, Gibbs completes NCIS training and joins Mike Frank's squad, as stated in NCIS Origins Episode 10. When Gibbs confesses his guilt to Ruth and makes peace with Lala right away, he has thoroughly processed it. After elaborating on the most recent incidents of Gibbs' trauma that were introduced in NCIS Origins may show how he rebuilds his life and acquires confidence as a NIS agent.